Yo, what's going on, you absolute legends? As requested, long awaited, my Mjolnir Ritualist build, this time Thor build, is back, but not on Titan. It's on Ritualist because the damage scaling this class can have is just insane. It can work on Titan though, you can definitely make it work there. And I will play a second version of Thor build with Earthquake on Titan for my last league, which I have somewhere around on the video or in the channel. But we're running a dual wield right here. Now, this one is not a league starter. You definitely play this as the other character because you need some unique items that require a higher level, like the weapons itself. I have level 84 weapons with level 20 Thunder God stuff that you trigger with your melee hits. So we use Bone Shatter for both moving and damaging. How do we get this big AoE or clear is through Trample Toe Boots, which overkill monsters with big explosions pretty much. The more damage you have with Bone Shatter itself, the more it procs, and when it procs, you literally clear the whole screen, man. In Abyss or Breach, sometimes my game lags out, but optimization is fixed, guys. If anyone wants a link, there is a post on Reddit with enabling R bar in NVIDIA Inspector. It fixed all my issues, boys. It is insane. Anyways, like tier 16 map right here, fully choice, 6 mods with a boss at the end. I will show you tier 3 Xesht, which is the highest tier pinnacle. Xesht is bugged though, but more about it when you get around to it. So we are rocking a double arc in one Mjolnir. We are rocking warp and ball lightning in the other Mjolnir, which is great synergy because we create lightning infusion from the warp and the ball lightning, and that buffs our arc by 200% multiplicative damage, which is nuts. Here is some breach action. One thing could be a bit of a struggle is the survivability. So what I like to do is to stack armor. You can still do it even on non-Titan, because I have armor pieces from my main, which is a Titan. And this league is very strong since they buffed it. So that's what I'm trying to stack, what I'm trying to run, which has been working so far very well. But you can also go with a hybrid evasion and energy shield. That also works great. It can probably works better in the end game, like if you get some good pieces. And armor is kind of like, you know, a bit away on the tree. You have to path around or a bit away. So you would save some points and put more in evasion energy shield, but I don't know. I tried it for a bit at the start. I did not have good items at all for those two defenses, but I didn't like it. I just like armor. Also using the new Undying Hate Jewel, which has our life loss prevented by 20%, which is amazing, by the way. It is actually amazing. I bought it early on when before people caught up on it. It's like Pro Genesis from PoE1. It's very powerful on life builds. You can see my life is very low. So the thing here that could be a problem is just life stacking. Life stacking can be a problem. You need to get it on rings, and I have it only on 1 ring. So I'm missing quite a lot of life there. I also don't have it on an amulet. I should replace one mod on it, which would help me a lot. So 2 rings and amulet, you know, that gives you a lot of HP. So I need to fix that. Now, Hand Hawa gloves, Hand of Wisdom action. You can use them. It's preferred for this build, but I like to get even more armor, you know, so I'm running rare gloves from my main, which still have insane attack speed. Those are a bit more expensive, a bit more. I did craft them for about 5 divines, but they can be a bit more expensive. So you can go with Hawa, which is the cheap version. Here's a little bit of boss section. 5 mil HP, absolutely blasted all points in the Atlas. And here I will show you the T3 Xesht, which was also blasted. Few things about Xesht. It appears he's bugged, apparently. Reductions to resistances or penetration do not work on this boss. So this Ellie Curse, stuff like that, whatever. I did try with Rakiata's Flow. There was literally 0 difference. So what I'm running right now is +3 to levels on Arc, which is Uthred's Nexus, Lineage Support Gem. And there's so much better, so much better. All this footage is, by the way, without Rakiata's Flow. So you are saving nearly 30 divines because of that 1 lineage support gem. You're welcome. I got you, boys. What is the T3 Xesht? Highest difficulty? Not too bad. We got pretty good a stun build-up. This was a bit different version with the jewel setup that I ran before. Right now, the setup I have right now is cheaper and much better. Because here this was a From Nothing jewel with a Walker of the Winds, which is like 12 divines right now. It's a bit expensive, so we don't need to use that. We use this cheaper version. So this was Xesht, and as always, geez, we got the planner on Mobilytics with all the description, just, you know, a written guide in the words, what to go for when you game, you want to follow it. So Stats, Atlas, passives, rotation right here. The path of building code is right here on the right side. So you just copy this code, put it in this bad boy. So you can play around with the config here to see your own damage and stats. There's tree stuff with the jewels that I use. So we got, don't pay attention to the warning. That's like whatever. It doesn't truly, or it doesn't show everything correctly. So that's this and that. Now I will take you to the game to show you some of that good stuff and juice. So how do we stack this much attack speed for Bone Cheddar to move around and attack? Because we have no movement speed. We don't use movement speed, right? We don't do this. We just hold right click. And how am I not running, or how can I use this bad boy with 0 mana? Well, I have a full video in the right upper corner about this bad boy constricting command. It's around surrounded mechanic, but it comes down to this support gem called Defy. Insufficient mana does not prevent the use of supported skills while surrounded. I'm non-stop surrounded because it says require 5 fewer enemies to be surrounded, which is 5. So we have the passive non-stop. So I can blast this non-stop, no problem. The attack speed scaling, what I use is the acceleration and skill speed on these nodes. That's what I use. Next up, what we have is 1 point in here in Primal Instinct. Other stuff I have is Sand in the Ice. This is great for attack speed stuff. And that's pretty much for, I can get much more attack speed. Like, for example, even this one node that does a lot. Another great attack speed stuff is Cunning Fox. This is actually insane, boys. So, quality and their attack speed is down here, by the way. Versatile arms. But Bone Cheddar has quality multiplicative attack speed. So you want to find a corrupted one with 3% quality extra over the 20%. And this quality from Cunning Fox is global. So it applies to Bone Cheddar. But it also applies to things that are impossible to get quality for. Such as Sigil of Power from the staff we use on the other weapon swap. Which is radius, doesn't matter. But it does work on Mjolnir, this Thunder God's Wrath, which adds only 3% energy gained, but it still stacks, right? We have 6%. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, they don't stack. They're separate for each weapon, but it's unable to get quality for implicit proc stuff. So this is global, working for this, which is amazing. It's kind of weird. It says, oh, 3%. Yeah, okay, 5%. Yeah, there we go, Because you cannot put Gem Cutting Prism on it. No. So I'm a big fan of this. It gives you attributes. Now for stat stacking, you can use Hawa or Astra Mantis. I used this before. In the video, you saw I actually used it, but I have a different one now. I have one for both defense and offense. I'm a more big of a fan of this because the defense is very nice. But this one gives quite nice life as well because of strength. So that's what we do for attack speed. Skill gems, first one, Mjolnir's Thunder God's Wrath. Let's talk about this. So we got Ball Lightning. We got Lightning Warp. As you can see, Lightning Warp creates a Lightning Infusion on successful use. And Lightning Infusion gives our arc here 200% more, which is multiplicative damage when infused. You could see on the footage from Xesht, we get infusions left and right. We have so many. We won't be able to use them in time. So great synergy in one Mjolnir. I tried different combinations, but this is the best outcome. Now, next up, I got Rakiatos Flow. You don't notice this. You don't need this at all. You do not need this at all. What you can do is get Harmonic Remnants, I believe. This one right here, which I have in my Orb of Storms. You can apply this to your Warp and Bow Lightning. So your remnants can be collected from afar. And next up is Boundless Energy for energy gain. Very important. Get it on both Mjolnirs. This one as well. Now, double arc, you want to crop this for +1 corruption, plus because spells scale the best with plus skills. So get this bad boy. And this one I like the most. I like it says if you have no support gems, it works to add +3 levels to the skills. We have 1 support gem here. It shouldn't work, but it does work. You can see I have 29 here. If I put it back in, it's 32. So the difference is actually good for damage. I'm a big fan of this. Next up is Sigil of Power, which is from our weapon swap. Since it's instant, this will give you a lot of damage. More spell damage per stage. So you spend mana and then you get stages. So that's a very powerful buff. The more mana you spend, the more stages you get. It's very good for our procs. Next up for other buffs, we have Mana Tempest. This one is a bit tricky though. This one requires mana flask spamming or life mana leech. Mana leech would be peak. I would need that. Honestly, what we could probably do would be better is maybe get Walker of the Wilds here. Mana leech recovers based on elemental damage types instead of physical. So it's up to you. You don't have to run this. But for the Mana Tempest, which does a lot of damage, which adds a lot of damage, 94% is extra lightning, but it spends a lot of mana. And if you run out of mana, it just disappears, right? So on the kill on Xesht, it just disappeared after a while. But early on for the big burst, it's pretty good. So we got the Lightning Mastery for +1, Second Wind for more usages, so you can use it more during the fight, and we got Efficiency for less cost. Bone Cheddar, our prime ability to move and to kill. So you want to stack as much attack speed as possible. So rapid attacks. We get Rage, which is multiplicative attack speed. I know we will cap out on Rage quite a lot in maps, but it disappears pretty often, so that's a good uptime. Rigbolt's Ferocity on weapons at 1 and Mjolnirs to get the attack speed bonus, even though it gives you less damage by 15%. I find it's pretty good. You can try it out if you want to or not want to. You can run without it, because if you deal more damage with Bone Cheddar, you will proc Trample Toe more often for the big overkill. But for me, right now, this is the sweet spot. Next up, Close Combat for the multiplicative damage for attack damage, which scales with physical, fire, cold, lightning, and damage. Should be Chaos as well. Any damage type right here. They can deal any damage type. So, very good gem. Defy, I explained, it's our damage is lucky, which is great for lightning, because lightning has the highest range. Lucky means things are rolled twice and the better result is used. Next up, we got Orb of Storm. Doesn't really do anything. Like, I have lightning exposure with a potent exposure, but for this to proc, which is reduced lightning resistances, this orb needs to shock, but it doesn't shock. So this one doesn't really, you don't need that. It drops lightning infusion when it expires. So getting compressed duration to have less duration to proc a lightning infusion for your arcs is pretty good, but this is not needed. Very optional. You don't need this. You don't need this. They remove the option to get rage stacks, mana regen or life regen from it, but yeah. So elemental weakness, this is great to reduce target resistances for more damage. Or you can just ignore this if you run Rakiato's Flow in your arc, but even then you kind of need it, because you still deal elemental damage with Bone Cheddar. As you can see here, I do more lightning than physical, so this LE weakness actually helps a ton. I still recommend it. Heightened Curse, if you can afford the cost. Right now it's 232 mana cost because we have efficiency. Next up, we got Rapid Casting for our cast speed. We got Focus Curse for less delay, so it's faster proccing. And then Cursed Aura, so you drop it on the ground and it stays there because you mostly just fight boss on the same spot. And it gets good AoE, so yeah. You can get 2 max, you can cover the whole screen if you want to. On a boss fight, pretty good. Pretty good. Looks cool. Now for the auras, I have Overwhelming Presence because we need to reduce the target's elemental ailment threshold. Because that way we will proc more, we will get more energy from Thunder God's Wrath. You can see here you get energy per power per or enemies you hit with melee attacks modified by the percentage of the enemy's element threshold the hit will deal. So Overwhelming Presence, very good stuff. I am missing 2 levels, level 20 skill gem and then Corruption +1. So I would need it big time. Again, quality applies to this, which is amazing. The magnitude. Other aura, Herald of Thunder. We need this because we have a 40% lightning damage increase from Herald of Thunder, which applies to our spell damage arcs and then damage itself from Bone Cheddar. Running Elemental Penetration, running a Long Shot, running a Lightning Mastery, running Elemental Armament for the multi-damage, and then Lightning Attunement. You probably don't need any of that because damage from this is insane. We get +8 levels from this bad boy because of the Mjolnirs, the weapons, level 25. So I have 6 bolts, 6 attacks from this one. Normally it's 5 or 4. Other aura is Wind Dancer. I'm a big fan of that. Anything that touches me is just dead from this bad boy. Gale Force. It does so much damage. It's crazy. It's very good for sustain with life because it leeches from physical damage, which we do from Bone Cheddar or by default. As you can see here in this bad boy, lightning and physical, they're about the same. Area, less damage. You don't have to run this level 2. You can run level 1 for more damage, probably better. And then we got precision for accuracy. You can stack, this is probably not needed at all, but if you get more spirit, aka if you can get amulet with spirit as a prefix, which is recommended, you can go with Falcon Dive, attack speed skills from accuracy. You can get precision 1, which is 30% accuracy, and precision 2, which is, I believe, 40% accuracy. If you stack this with precision salvo for more accuracy, and then path to resolute technique, which doubles your accuracy, your attack speed will be much higher. So that would be the ideal setup, but I cannot afford to do it. And we path right next to it, so that's good. But yeah, I don't have that. For more sustain, if you're running armor like me, armor based, you can break armor with Wind Dancer through poison. You apply poison when mobs hit you. This procs, and corrosion will break armor because it breaks armor from poison, which we deal from Wind Dancer. And since this hits for a lot, then it will break armor. You can get Scavenge Plating procs, which gives you a lot of armor. So if you want to get more sustained tanky stuff, go ahead through this way. Yeah. So this would be for the aura accuracy stacking and attack speed. For the Ascendancy, what we go for, we are going for the +1 ring here at the cost of mana. Up to you. You can go with the less elemental res if you're overcapped, which is easy on Ritualist. Depends on the gear. I like mana here because I'm not capped, like literally. +1 ring slot, and then we get the bonus from rings and amulets. All 3 rings and amulet. This is what makes Ritualist insane, right? Again, lightning damage here is a global modifier from all sources. So that's very good. Next up, we get Wildwood Persistence for life regen per life missing. It doesn't do much because my life regen is very low, but if you're running the surrounded headpiece, you can grab this bad boy. This brings my regen to 90, which goes even better, scaling with this one. And the other points are charm slots, because my belt has only 1 charm slot, but you don't have to run this. You can put this in movement speed and physical damage for more damage. That's just how it is, or Blood Boil, but I don't see the point in this because this is a stacking dot, and for it stacks up, everything dies. So this is not needed at all. You can proc charms through mana here, but I mean, I don't recommend it. It doesn't matter. We're always out of mana because we have infinite mana. Doesn't make sense, I know. Passive tree, I'm a big fan of Adaptable Assault. This gives us melee strike range for Bone Shatter. For more range, not sure if it really works, but it gives more damage when we hit the melee hit. Oh, sorry, it procs have a chance to fork, which is split into 2 the first time they hit. Very good for AoE clear, very good. Arc procs like crazy on maps. Grab this bad boy, we're gonna try to get as many attribute notes as possible. Because we get like, you know, we get the accuracy here for attack speed stacking if you have that. I don't have that, so strength for life. Melee requirements for Mjolnirs though, you need 214 strength for this bad boy. And intelligence because we are running pure power, which is a 2% lightning damage per 10 int. So I'm getting 60% damage increase from this bad boy. Wild. Next up here, skill speed stuff again. Up top, we want to get the Coming Calamity. This jewel, Undying Hate for this bad boy. When taking damage from hits, 20% of life loss is prevented, which is insane. This is really good for sustain. Oh, and also this pairs super well with life regen, which I don't have. So I just need more passive points. But you don't have to run this one. You can just untaka this and run the Mana Leech to cover Mana Tempest. I might run this. I might run that. We'll see, might test it out. Down here again, quality for buffing everything. Attack speed, magnitude, auras, damage. Attack speed, accuracy, stats here, good stuff as well. Ideally, I want to path around for attack speed. No, it's too many points though. Here, attack speed stuff, polymath for attributes. Jack of all trades, insane damage increase. Get it. Surrounded stuff, passive for attack speed, armor stuff, attack damage for Bone Shatter, attack damage. Dodge roll movement speed, don't need it, but we use these nodes for this Against the Darkness for lightning damage and intelligence. Armor stuff again, path around here. These nodes are actually good. Even if you path around, I know this tree might look crazy, but that's what usually happens with stat stackers if you're going for that. So we also unlock a lot of jewels, and there's so many powerful jewels. We get a lot of armor, which this makes you immune to stuns basically. I don't need to run even stun charm. I do have one because this one increases armor. And since we are Ritualists, we have always charms, so this is good for the armor buff. And then This is good for crits. That's why I like to stack armor. And then this one gives you a lot of armor from equip body armor. That's why I have it on the amulet by 47%. This is 80%. And then I have a jewel, which gives me another 54%. So armor all around, even though we are running, well, kind of 3 armor based. This is armor based, but this is armor and this is armor, which is not the highest. I try to go for life here, which is almost 200. This chest piece could be improved. It's got T4 prefix that could be improved. So I'll try to get upgrade. And yeah, Ritual Technique. You can get more accuracy, nimble strength if you want to. And I was about to talk about some jewels, right? Megalomaniac. I found the best Megalomaniac for 15 divines. Or even cheaper, 10. So Dynamism, you always wanted this on Megalomaniac. This gives so much damage and the energy. You want to get this on the Megalomaniac. Second one is up to you, what you can find. Attack speed is ideal, some attributes. Again, accuracy if you stat attack speed stacking. But I found Spellblade, baby. Spell damage while wielding a melee weapon, man, with dexterity. This is insane, dude. So this is dream one, but probably impossible to find one, so just get Dynamism. Enter Jewel against the darkness. I showed this one. We get Bone Shatter +3, very cheap. It gets so much damage to Bone Shatter, which helps us proc the Trample Toe overkill damage right here, which is a lot of clear. And next up, Heart of the Well. I like armor, body armor. Increase. Extra damage, ideally lightning, but I have fire. It's too expensive, man. And then attack speed or skill speed is better because that rolls higher. Attack speed is not that high. Next jewel, we get From Nothing Chaos Inoculation. This is the From Nothing, which is very cheap. I don't know the prices now, but this was bought yesterday for like 50x, man. Or 100x, I'm not sure now, but we get Invocated Efficiency for the extra damage, and basically that's it. You can also grab these 2 points for 30% spell damage. I should grab these, but there's so many passives to get, man. Extra chaos damage, 11%, which is very nice damage increase globally. And then Chakra of Elements. When you shock, you get more cold damage. When you chill, you get more cold lightning damage. Which I believe in the Xesht clip, it was always that. I think we should have enough to get chill. I have some cold damage here as well in the gear, right here. So, And the jewel Undying Hate, Amanamu. This number does not matter. Amanamu gives you this life loss prevention, but you don't need to get it. Other points are useless here, unimportant. The gear stuff, Mjolnirs, you want to focus on attack speed, lightning skills, and then physical. 2 sockets ideal. I am too much of a pussy to corrupt this for 2 sockets, but skill speed runes in these bad boys, important. Constricting command, this will depend on your resistances, the sockets in it. But you're looking for 5 fewer enemies to proc the passives non-stop. Ideal ring is this right here. Flat lightning or physical. Lightning percentage and life as a prefix. And suffix is resistances or attributes. This one is, well, pretty good. But I would want to get life instead of any of these flat damage, which is rip damage. But yeah. You can also get skill speed as a suffix from Desecrated mod. But I rolled attributes. Ender ring is right here. Again, lightning percentage, very important. Lightning flat. Then whatever. Again, I can get life here. This one is Dark Water. Strength, ideally for life and Mjolnir requirements. Resistances. Now, gloves are crafted these. +2 melees. Plus Chaos Res. Effect of the sockets, which is through Essence. So we get attack speed runes. Flat physical. Life again. Good stuff. You can go armor. Flat lightning. Whatever. Boots, Trample Toe, overkill stuff. I went for double sockets to cap out my Chaos Res. Belt, you want to get the gloves here. Sockets, 100% ideally. And the socket attack speed. Attack speed runes are expensive, but I found this on the trade for 9 or 8 divines, which is way below the price, which is insane. So you can find this for about 9 or 10 divines with sockets in it. Like 80% would be fine, plus, 80% plus. So it's a little tip how to save money on belts. If you don't have this, you can go with Ingenuity, which would make your Bone Shatter slower, but you will deal more damage. You will have more resistances, and yeah. Amulet, up to you. You can go Astramentis for attributes. You want to allocate Pure Power. But I have Spell Damage, Global Defense, Melee Skills, Intelligence, Recoup. I do want to get Spirit or Life instead of the Desecration mod. I want to get Life, though, yeah. For the rotation, you want to drop down the Ellie weakness, you want to drop down Sigil of Power, Mana Tempest, and then just Bone Shatter away. I couldn't show it right now, but you just Bone Shatter away. That way you will just proc a lot of arcs, a lot of Ball Lightning and Warps. That's it. The Orb of Storm, you can use it because it leaves a infusion in combat. If there's a target, it doesn't leave infusion right now, but oh, it does. Look at that. Lightning infusion. Arc stonks up, baby. Which doesn't show the detail, the damage here. I don't know why it doesn't show damage. Weird, but it shows energy gain. Yeah. Well, geez, I believe we covered everything. 25-minute video. If you have any questions, hit me up down below in the description. You will also have all the chapters in the video. You can go for specific topics if you want to. I'm not sure if I missed something, boys. Another great timeless jewel, by the way, what I don't use, but I used before, is this bad boy. Which is actually not bad. Probably better for bosses instead of Bone Shatter +3. It's pretty good. But yeah. Yeah, I believe we got everything. Now, another build idea. I will try to use this on my Titan. Go with the Earthquake. Even though it was nerfed, I want to try and see if this is if Earthquake is viable with this. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. I wish you have a great day, night, or morning. Wherever you are right now, it's 2 AM for me, so I just finished 12.5-hour stream. I'm kind of fried. So I'm just going to kick back, eat some before bed, and then get after it. Please consider subscribing or, getting the comment in there and liking this video to trigger YouTube algorithm gods. It would help me a lot. And until next time, you guys have a great one, and peace.